Hello. I like podcasts, you like podcasts. I'm assuming you like podcasts since you clicked on this. Here are 5 podcasts I enjoy listening to.
Members receive an addition. Welcome to Pop Culture Happy Hour.
This is Code Switch.
Radio Lab. If you must, remember this. Welcome to another round with Evan and Tracy.
A Very Fatal Murder is the newest podcast I've started listening to. If you are familiar with American Vandal, the series on Netflix, it is like a mockumentary about like those true crime documentaries that they make. It is hilarious and wonderful. This is basically the podcast version of that. It is the very first podcast that The Onion has made. It follows an OPR reporter, The Onion Public Radio, play on NPR, who's searching for the perfect crime to make a true crime podcast about Middle America. If you enjoy Serial, especially the first season, or S-Town, any of those types of podcasts, this podcast satirizes those podcasts and it is hilarious. There are 6 episodes in total. I've only listened to the first 3 so far and I'm really loving it. Also, none of the episodes are longer than 10 minutes, which is wonderful because most podcasts I listen to are on the longer side. So it's nice to get to listen to something that's only 10 minutes long. The next podcast is The Hilarious World of Depression. Cue the laughter. No. It is a podcast about, like the title suggests, depression. It is hosted by John Moe. He interviews mostly comedians, but he does interview writers, musicians, YouTubers about their experience with mental illness. So they don't only cover depression, they cover all the very lovely aspects of mental illness. Because he interviews a bunch of different people, you get a variety of experiences and the conversations are always interesting and it's funny at times. You don't have to listen to this podcast in any particular order. You can just kind of click on and listen to people that maybe you're familiar with. Some of my favorites from the past season are the episode that he interviewed with John Green. He interviewed Hannah Hart, Linda Holmes, Jenny Lawson, and Rachel Bloom, but they're all really great. Really smart, open discussions about mental illness. Each episode ranges from 40 to about 50 minutes in length. My next suggestion is Invisibilia. It is an NPR podcast. Actually, the 4th season just came out in the beginning of March, and it is about the invisible forces that control our behavior, affect us, and shape our ideas and beliefs. Each episode is usually around 40 to 50 minutes in length. You can kind of start off at any episode. Maybe it's best to start off with a season and go in order of that season. The next podcast is Still Processing. This is a New York Times podcast about culture. It is hosted by Wesley Morris and Jenna Wortham. They talk about all aspects of culture, not just pop culture. So yes, they will talk about movies and TV, but they'll also talk about art and apps. And I just really enjoy their take. The first episode that I listened to, I was hooked. Each episode is about 40 to 60 minutes in length. And my last podcast suggestion is Dear Hank and John, the podcast hosted by Hank Green and John Green. Do you like Vlogbrothers? Do you sometimes wish you could be watching a Vlogbrothers video, but you're at work so you can't be watching a YouTube video, but you can be listening to something? Well, then this podcast is for you. Basically, if you like the Vlogbrothers and you like their style, this is just that, but in a longer format. Each episode varies in length from like 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. Those are some podcasts that I enjoy listening to. If you're looking for even more suggestions, then last year at some point, I'm not sure when, I made a video about 7 other of my favorite podcasts and I still love those. So if you want even more suggestions, you can watch that. Please let me know what some of your favorite podcasts are because I have a super long list on my phone. I'm holding my hand up like it's my phone. It's not. Of podcasts I want to listen to. Like the list is ridiculously long. But I will gladly add your suggestion on there as well. I hope you enjoyed that and bye.